Hi, my name is Randall Sorensen. I'm a CPA and I'm also certified in financial forensics. Thank you for tuning into our second part of our divorce presentation. This one is entitled Critical Information to Assemble. Essentially, you're only going to have one shot at getting these records, so the good news is we've got a list for you to follow. Number one, bank statements. Lay your hands on as many bank statements as you can. Preferably, you don't have to go back, 5 years in time, but you definitely will want bank statements for at least the last 24 months. Brokerage statements, critical that you have all of the investment statements. We may very well use those to trace assets that maybe have been moved around. Keep in mind that there's been a lot of business made mergers and whatnot. Smith Barney, Dean Witter, there's companies that have consolidated, so you may have to follow closely any accounts that have been merged like that. Car titles, definitely want to go and make copies of any car titles that you have. Are they in joint? Are they individually? Any cars in your name? Definitely want to make all the copies of those. Life insurance policies, not that there's a significant value out there, but a lot of life insurance policies have cash surrenders value, so something that you want to get a hold of are the policies themselves. Stock certificates, generally stock certificates are held with the brokerage houses themselves. However, occasionally, if you've invested in, your Uncle Louie's, chicken farm, you may have some stock certificates at home. But generally those rest with the actual brokerage house. Tax returns, we recommend that you have a minimum of 4 years. You'll definitely want to verify that the returns have been filed. I've had instances, one specific instance where a husband came in with a separate set of tax returns that showed actually $500,000 in sales that he didn't want his wife to find out about. So keep in mind that just because your husband provides you with the tax returns, not necessarily were they ever filed. So that's something you want to definitely verify, as well as you want to check for delinquencies. Just having somebody say, "Yep, I took care of all the taxes for you, honey." Well, that ain't gonna fly there, buckwheat. So I would definitely recommend checking and verifying whether or not these taxes have been paid. The third item is check for overpayments. Kind of a convenient way to stash some money is to overpay your income tax by $5,000 and just let the balance roll. Again, if you're not actively looking at those tax returns, you may not notice that. Perform an asset search. Again, there's numerous companies that provide that. You can hire services. We actually have a service that we provide. Essentially what we do is we go out and scour the last 4 years of the IRS database. We look through for bank accounts, we look for investment accounts, insurance proceed distributions, real estate proceed distributions, non-employee compensation, pay stubs, as well as partnerships, corporations. We can pretty much go and scour 4 years of records, and from that you can see the different trends that exist. Are the assets going up, down? Obviously we've had some ups and downs in the market, but if all of a sudden your assets drop $200,000, well, you may be able to pinpoint a point in time where your husband or a spouse have transferred out assets inappropriately. The other items that we recommend doing is you'll definitely want to get your mortgage statements. The report that we provide will show all the different entities that have been paid mortgage interest. Verify those. Take a look at the details. Is there mortgage interest being paid in Florida? Is there mortgage interest being paid in California? Track those down. You might uncover real estate property that you're just simply not aware of. The next items we recommend, as I mentioned before, do a trend analysis. Compare 1 year to next year to the next year. Again, if some people are playing shenanigans with you, you're going to see some drop-offs there. Reconcile the affidavit that we prepare. Actually, reconcile the affidavit of financial information that you and your spouse prepare to the asset trends analysis that we prepare. It's going to be critical. Once you've filed, you're going to each have to disclose your assets. Now, we provide a summary that actually details out all the assets that we think potentially may not have been reported by your spouse. You can quickly go through and actually just check off one by one whether or not they've properly disclosed the assets or not. And so we would definitely recommend that. The last thing we would recommend is accumulating real estate deeds. Make sure and get all the copies of any real estate holdings you have. Copies in storage, again, recommends keeping it stored someplace else, preferably friends, mom and dad, what have you. Statement of net worth. Generally, statements of net worth, if you're doing a fair number of transactions, borrowing and whatnot to purchase properties, you're going to be familiar with what's called a statement of net worth. The banks usually require them. If you're not quite familiar with it, you might want to consider reviewing a loan application from a car loan. Also, mortgage applications, you're going to be specifically required to list out your assets, your liabilities, as well as your income. Credit applications, again, you're going to have the same kind of a drill. You're going to be required to list out your assets, liabilities, and then your current earnings. Last, I would say encourage you to check the pay stubs that you've been provided, and you want to cross-check that back to the tax returns. In addition, by doing a divorce asset search, we're going to provide you with a breakdown of his gross wages that he's been paid from all his employers for the last 4 years. So you can quickly determine whether or not the pay stub that he gave to you actually reconciles back to what he has indicated that he's currently making. We offer a special right now. If you'd like to come out and use our software, you go to www.divorceassetsearch, click on new account, and we're offering a special that if you use our software, we will discount as a promotion $70 off our regular price of $295. So we will go through and do a 4-year trend analysis, as well as we will pull the last 4 years of your joint tax returns and verify not only the data that's contained in them with a comparative analysis, but also we're going to check to find out how much income taxes you owed as of last Friday. So we're going to be on top of this for you. It's very nice to know that you're not going to have Uncle Sam breathing down your neck, a couple years after this divorce is finalized. Therefore, that's if you have any questions at all, please feel free to call me. My number is 480-752-0000, extension 3. Again, my name is Randall, last name is Sorensen, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.